Hello mates, welcome to On Point TV. I'm Terry Vaughan. We're here at On Point in Raleigh with the Director of Training for On Point, Guy Coursey. Guy, we've got some amazing classes coming up in the next few months. Tell us about the ones you're most excited about.
The one I'm probably the most excited about that I think has the most value for the customers would be our Everyday Carry course. And the reason is that, well, first of all, when people go to a concealed carry course, for a lot of people it's their first time shooting, they're novices. They really don't learn a lot about how to shoot. And ironically, even though it's concealed carry and they're just trying to get a concealed carry permit, it's not a very high bar, and they don't really teach you how to draw or shoot from concealment, which is ostensibly how most people are going to carry. So this class, we actually draw from concealment. We first cover how to carry every day, you know, what impact of your clothing, how things might get hung up, how you can carry and should carry surreptitiously so no one actually knows you're carrying, because it should be concealed. And then we move out to the range. We actually practice, warm up, doing some regular presentations, and we put on our garments, be it a vest or a shirt or a coat, and we draw from there. We actually show you how to draw from various different positions. The one that's probably the biggest hang-up for some people is the Appendix Carry. The Appendix Carry is it's a great way to carry, but the problem is that if you screw it up, you have a safety issue either coming out of the holster or going back in the holster. Instead of shooting someplace that's anatomically less important, you're going to go right into someplace that's extremely important, and then it's going to be a problem, right? So once we get comfortable with that, then we move on to actually doing some more dynamic shooting, getting off the line of attack, shooting from retention, doing things like that, again, all under concealment. And then we go into our challenge house, and we actually put you through some demanding scenarios. Scenarios that might have multiple adversaries, challenge you to have a shoot or no shoot decision. And if you have to shoot judiciously before you yourself get shot or stabbed or something else bad happens. Maybe the lights will be off. So there's a lot of things that we can use to induce stress, because in addition to carrying concealed and challenging your marksmanship abilities and your gun handling, once you start adding that element of stress in there, particularly the stress that comes from the unknown or someone who's actually trying to hurt you and has a thinking, you know, they have a will of their own, vice just a stationary paper target.
Them to do.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, that's the thing. That's the difference between, you know, we're getting ready for IDPA here, and IDPA is a great way to help induce a little bit of stress. You know, introduce some dynamic shooting, some practical shooting. But the thing about IDPA, like any competition, is you usually know what's going to happen before the competition.
Yes, in a real life situation, you have
no idea. So you have to make those calls. So that's, you know, for a one-day course, we think EDC has a lot to offer. It's multifaceted, and you know, if you're looking to take the next step beyond just a concealed carry course, beyond coming to the range and putting holes in paper targets, you know, in a fairly benign environment, we think this is a good thing.
Well, I think that everybody should take that next step. It's amazing to me that so many people come in, get their concealed carry, great, that's awesome, you've met the legal requirements, but as far as your actual skill set in a real world environment under real pressure, there's no correlation. You've got to take those next steps to learn.
The concealed carry, that's the tip of the iceberg, if you ask me.
No, I agree with you completely.
There's so much more than that, and you know, at least everyday carry will, like a lot of our classes and a lot of good training. You know, you're probably not going to become an expert in one class or two classes or 10 classes. You know, but we help you have some epiphanies and figure out, oh, okay, I need to work on that. Right.
But isn't that one of the most valuable elements, is finding out where you're weak? I know coming into the IDPA myself, I was like, the pressure of it was enough to start messing with my whole game. It's great to have practiced all the fundamentals static, but the minute you have to start moving or looking for your shoot targets, deal with your clothing, different shooting positions, off balance, which most people obviously never get to do.
Moving while shooting. You know, and the other thing is that you mentioned mental stress. You know, all those things are stressors, but the stress of you on yourself trying to get a good time, because the clock is unforgiving.
Yep.
But also other people watching. You're acutely conscious that other people are watching me, and if I screw it up, it's going to at least be embarrassing. Right? So I'm a big believer in good competition, but at the end of the day, it's still competition. It's not fighting in real life. Yep. And you know, the only way you start to get anywhere near good at that, and what we would call competent, and you know, let's not kid ourselves. Luck can be a part of it too, but without good training, you're depending on luck primarily.
Yeah.
All right. You know, we want to invert that.
Yep.
We want to depend on training. You know, we want to have a high level of training, so when we all devolve under stress, we're still at a reasonable level, vice just depending on luck.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think a lot of people walk around, they carry, but they have an overinflated sense of how good they would really be under pressure. It's like this fantasy world they have in their head. And the training shows that. Even things like the IDPA, which, yes, it's still a competition. It's not the real world with life on the line, but it's still a major factor. So when's the next class coming up for the EDC?
The next class is going to be in March. The 14th of March, I think.
Okay.
Anybody has any questions on it can contact us. They can go to our website, On Point Training, and look up Everyday Carry under Concealed Carry. Again, we typically do that once a month. We'll do it more if there's demand, you know. But once a month, we have several concealed carry courses. Typically, our 2-day concealed carry is the most popular. So that would be the next logical step after. If you've taken a lot of our basic courses, then you know how to draw from a holster, then you can come take that course as well.
Okay, fantastic. Hopefully we'll see you at the range soon. Cheers.